Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of Before You Sign. Recently I challenged leasing versus buying, and what I discovered and what I knew to be true was that most people have not been educated on a lease. So today, the purpose of this video, and as I promised, I'm going to break down exactly how a lease works. For structure purposes, I'm going to use an F-150 Platinum. I talked about mine. My numbers are going to look different because I do work for Ford, but that's not the point. I want to show you the difference between what's going on currently during truck month with the very fantastic lease rates we have and the even equally fantastic 0% for 60 months. But price difference wise, you'll be the judge at the end of it, and here's what we're doing. So full disclosure, with Ford's information, I did plan on showing the internal Smart Vincent sheet, but that was a no-no. I would get yelled at and fired for it. So I broke it down in shiny silver Sharpie marker. So I'll read it out because you probably can't see it, and that's okay. Raw and unfiltered, straight from my kitchen table. Ford calls a lease a red carpet lease. You ever see RCL on the Ford commercial? That's what it stands for, red carpet lease. So as of today's date, Ford's current interest rates on a lease for 36 months, 3.17%, 39 months, 3.42%, 48 months, 3.62%. Why am I rattling off numbers? Because I am going to share the screen on how we actually desk deals and put these numbers on paper so they make sense. But let me rattle these off and then we'll keep on going. And also, those interest rates are with approved credit. Ford, anytime you ever hear Ford or anybody else say, well-qualified buyer, that's what it means with approved credit. We'll go over those details a little bit later. Next, residual values. The amount of money the vehicle is going to be worth at the end of the lease. It's depending on how many miles you drive and how much you beat it up during the time that you own it. So scratches, dents, dings, all that stuff, mileage, and future projected value of the vehicle that Ford has in their head as to what it's going to be worth at the end. So anyways, no more rambling. On this particular subject, more number rambling. Based on a 15,000 mile per year driving record, you can get higher residual values because that's what you want to bring the payment down. But if you drive 15,000 miles, 63% for 36 months, 62% at 39 months, 57% at 48. This is the number of the MSRP that you are not going to finance. This is what it's projected to be worth at the end of the lease. So immediately, what do you think? You're going to take the difference, and that's the portion you're going to finance at the rates I just rattled off to you. So in practice, I'm going to show that to you, and we're going to cross compare between Ford's other special rates based on a 2025 F-150 Platinum. Today is March 1st, going through March 31st. That's the stick. And it also is with approved credit. And the great news about the special financing options, if we determine that that is the best thing for you, it's every F-150 2025 model, but except Raptor. So you can get F-150 Platinum, King Ranch, whatever you want, 0% interest for 60 months, and $1,000 bonus cash. So without further ado, let me fire up this computer. I'm going to hit the screen record button, and we are going to walk through a specific F-150 Platinum that is on our website. Come here, computer. Thank you. All right. So, all right. Screen record. All right, here it is. I am going to be working off of this new 2025 Ford F-150 Platinum that is at my Polar location. As you can see, you see this big number up here at the top. That includes all available incentives. So, MSRP on this truck on the window sticker is $87,035. And then you have the J.C. Lewis special discount off of window sticker of $3,400. I wish it was $34,000. $3,481. And then you have the incentive line of another $3,000 off. Stephen, that contradicts with what you just showed me on the paper. Yes, I understand, because you can get all $3,000 if you finance outside of Ford. So if you want to use your own credit union, your own bank, whatever, within the Southeast region, totally fine. Hey, the money's good wherever it comes from as long as it's not going to bounce. Cool, whatever. But when you finance with Ford, because they are offering a special interest rate that not everybody is able to get, you're saving the money on the interest. So therefore, the money in the rebate usually is less than the amount of money you save over time when you finance the vehicle. So breaking that down, we're going to go off of what Ford is giving special rate wise for leasing and for truck month for standard financing. So anyhow, moving along. Next thing I'm going to do, no secrets in the car business is one of my favorite things. So we're going to move over here to my desking tool. And no customer information up here. You can see my little tabs and stuff like that scrolling up here at the top. But you're going to see this is the same stock number. You're going to see the same MSRP of $87,035 and then the same advertised discount of $34.81. And then rolling down here, taxes and fees. As you can see, I am on a finance deal right now. When you finance, quite obviously, you're going to pay taxes on the full selling price of the vehicle. It's different for a lease. I'll show that to you whenever I actually build that. Knowing that I know the truck month rebates and discounts and everything, specifically, I'm going to go ahead and plug those in, and we're going to pause. I'm going to flip right over to the lease and then build that the way that it's intended to be. And I'm going to walk you through it nice and slow. In this specific case, truck month, 0 for 60, $1,000 bonus cash. 72-month financing, you have a 3.9% interest rate available with $1,000 bonus cash. And you guessed it, 84 months, 4.9 with $1,000 bonus cash. I know you don't want to pay $1,500 a month for a truck. Who would? That's insane, right? So here's where the breakdown happens. Also, keep in mind that if you are a Ford Partner Recognition Company employee, you get a very special discount. I'll explain that in a different video, but for right now, we're using standard customer, standard retail pricing. All right, so it's already kind of in the prompt zone to get this done right before I start the video up. So maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, but I know it's shiny and silver. It's annoying. But 3.17 for 36 months, 3.42 for 39 months, 3.62 for 84 months, and again, with approved credit. Ford is very picky about their leasing customers. It is a tier 0 through 1 base, which I know I'm speaking car dealer speak. It means just, again, solid credit, on-time paid auto loans, and you have a good mix. It's kind of like buying a house to be able to get a lease on a vehicle. You're pretty special if you're approved for it at the right rate. There are other levels of leasing, but as soon as you move out of that tier 0 through 1 well-qualified buyer state, and then you move to what's called tier 2, stating that you are not as qualified as said qualified buyer. Rude, right? The rate goes up tremendously, and then I immediately would tell you, nah, don't do that. If you really want the truck, figure out a way to go with one of the finance options and, go from there. So, anyways, with the screen recorder going, Ford's leases are based off of 15,000 miles traveled. So you can already see the residual rates over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to show you why I had it 1 point higher than the rates that I rattled off earlier, because there is a way to build that number up and a way to bring it down too, to where it's not worth as much. So let's take and plug this in. This is actually going to be 63% for 36 months, 62, and 57. But right there, you can already see a significant difference. You can lease the Platinum for about $300 less a month, turn it in, walk away from it, or even trade it for equity. Yeah, you can actually trade a lease for equity. It's pretty crazy. So if you drive less miles than expected and you took really, really good care of the vehicle, and you didn't mess it up or wreck it or anything like that, if it's worth more than what the projected value is, you can go through the special process of trading it in and using it as an equity position to get yourself a new vehicle, and you don't have to lease again. You can always flip to finance if leasing was not for you. You wanted to add tires and a huge lift to a truck, or you wanted to do some kind of performance mod or something, but you couldn't because you were leasing and you voided the warranty. It's cool. We can finally move you back into living your life however you wanted to, or you can buy the vehicle that you've been driving for the last 3 or 4 years. They do give you that option for the lease buyout, so you can keep it. If you fell in love with it, family loves it, and you're ready to drive it till the wheels fall off and you want to finance it for 7 more years, great, that's cool. We can absolutely do that. We take the lease, the residual that you have left over, and then send it to a bank and get it approved and get you riding. So anyhow, the way that the lease works, obviously, again, 15,000 miles is what Ford bases it off of. How do you bring that down without putting money down? Well, analyze your lifestyle. How many miles on average are you actually driving? If you're not going to even touch 15,000 miles a year, say you're only going to drive 13.5. Watch this. So we're going to take the 15 in each of these scenarios, and you see that I'm only going one step down. It's based off of 1,500 mile increments down and up. Every time you go down in miles, the residual goes up. And then watch the payment. Drops like $26. Do the same here. That goes to 63. Payment goes down. This goes up to 58%. Payment goes down, $19. So, perfect. If you think you're going to drive more miles than that, let's go with, we're already dealing with a cross comparison of almost $1,500 on 0% for 60, right? So let's go with a 36-month term, and let's change it to 16,500 miles, and I'll show you what it does there. We're going to go, the base residual is 63%. So what does that mean? We deduct a point from 63. That will change to 62. Ta-da! There's your payment. Still tremendously less than what you would have paid. The saying is we're all going to have a car payment no matter what. It's either you pay it off and you're paying maintenance bills, or you just keep trading in and trading up. This is something for you. Driving a lot less of miles per year, definitely for you. But one thing said, just because the leases are hot on F-150 right now doesn't mean that they're always hot on F-150. Just because the leases are terrible on Expedition right now doesn't mean that April 1st, when the rebates roll over, that they might actually be worth talking about. It changes quarterly. If you're ever interested in me privately working the numbers for you, send me a message. Let me know. Say, hey, Stephen, man, I live in California. This is where I'm at. This is the price they're selling it to me for. What should I pay? How should I pay it? What does it actually look like for me in my region? Because rebates are regional. I'll do it for you. No problem. I'm not going to ask you for skin in the game. But hey, if you decide that you do want me to ship you a car to California because I actually didn't rip your head off on the financing and all these crazy special family hardy whatever paint protection fees and the fee for the fee, cool. I'm more than happy to do that. But my motto as a salesperson and why I do this is to make sure that people are 100% happy with the vehicle that they drive. Yet, believe it or not, I'm the sales guy that believes that even if I don't sell you the car, that I still think you shouldn't get ripped off. So, Southeast Georgia, United States, happy to work a deal for you. As a bonus, I kind of want to run through, I'm sure you're looking at the numbers on the left-hand side of the screen. You're like, well, what's up with the fees? And you're talking about no fees and blah, blah, blah. Check it out. I'll break those down for you on how we do things here at JC Lewis. And rolling forward, I'll be able to explain them again if you need me to. Here's the other thing too, is that over here on the left, remember how I talked about at the beginning about taxes, right? How you pay the taxes on the full value of the selling price on a retail purchase. This adjusted residual, that's what the vehicle is going to be worth at the end of this 16,500 mile lease. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm not flipping back numbers and doing all that craziness. But let's go to your tax and fees. You see how that's significantly lower than we were looking at over there? Check this out. First month payment, if there is not a rebate to complement the structure, there are currently no rebates on the lease. You get $1 actually for a free trial of Sirius XM. We pay you $1 to do Sirius for 90 days. But you still owe your first month payment. You also have your ad valorem tax. That is based off of your adjusted cap cost. So the difference between the adjusted residual and the adjusted cap cost is what you pay taxes on. So you see adjusted cap cost at the bottom, you see the adjusted residual at the top, that's what you pay taxes on. You have the tax on fees. That's stupid, but it's $62 that we can't get around charging in the state of Georgia. And then you also have the acquisition fee. If you were to go on the Ford Build and Price website and you were to try and build a vehicle, you're going to see at the bottom of that build that there's an acquisition fee there. An acquisition fee is because Ford is building it and they don't know if you're actually going to keep the car or not. So it's a roll of the dice if you're actually going to keep that vehicle for the rest of its life. Either you buy it out at the end of the lease or you don't. This is a $695 acquisition fee from Ford. You're going to see it on the Build and Price tool. It's not something that JC Lewis charges, and it's not something that we cannot not charge on a deal because Ford requires it on a lease. So if there are rebates that are equal to or greater than first month due, guess what? You don't have to make the first month payment. The rebates take care of it. It's a down payment in a lease, even after approval, is only to manage your budget. It does not help you with the total price of the car. That's where people say it's like setting your money on fire. And that's why I started the conversation last time. Like, it's just throwing money away. The only time you're throwing money away on a lease is if you are talked into putting money down and you don't have to, or you're not throwing it away if it makes you and your family's life better and you're adjusting the money. Back over to the finance section of the F-150. Again, just take quick note. Your taxes are higher. Your payment is way higher. You don't plan on keeping this vehicle for forever. Maintenance is less expensive. All kinds of stuff. I mean, there's just so many benefits to leasing if it makes sense to you. If you're driving 20, 30, 40,000 miles a year and you're going all over the place, nah, we ain't doing that. We're going to talk about finance. We're going to find you the right truck. We're going to make it happen. My name's Stephen Blaney. I work for Ford at JC Lewis Ford in Hinesville. Let me know how I can help you. 912-433-9663. And this has been the first episode of Before You Sign.